Yeah, I call myself an old Mercedes when it comes to this, that I was creaky. And all of a sudden, I started lubricating with this mega stuff every day. And I went 2 years longer on bone to bone than anyone my doctors had seen. By the time I really couldn't move last Christmas, um, they looked at my x rays, three different sets of doctors, and because I was auditioning them. And the first two were like, "We've never seen anyone like you."
Hey, hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers. It's John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Inspired Conversation. We're bringing back a dear friend of the Inspired channel. She's all about helping people to live their best life, always has something inspiring and uplifting to share, which I love, especially when we talk about the subjects that we're going to talk about today. So please welcome with me, Patty Greer of C60 Evo. Such a pleasure to have you back.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here. And I'll say, of all the audiences in the world, you have the most amazingly brilliant audience. Love you guys.
Oh, you know what? It's so easy for me to confirm that. I agree with you, and this is more real than you could possibly imagine. We're having these discussions with people that appear in our channel, and they just always share how much they love the thought expansion, the depth of our wonderful viewers. So I second that. Thank you so much, Miss Patty. You wrote me an email earlier today. You said, the gaslighting out there is real. It's heavy, and we sort of need to create. Yeah, we need to create a little bit of a bubble for ourselves to keep mentally, physically, spiritually in good spirits. What did you mean by that?
Well, I think, every time we do a show, I come up with a concept intuitively and I send it to you because it just feels like the thoughts of the day. But I always listen to the show that you just did so that I can get in the groove of where you're at right now. Because I think it's wonderful that we weave. And as much as we both go into constant higher spiritual conversations, you mention every now and then we feel differently. So when I saw your AI and robot focus, I have such respect for your research and your wisdom. So I go, oh God. And then I see Elon say 5 years, and I know we're letting him have a lot of power now. Thank God. But I also wonder, are we heading into the trap? And here you go, you're going, oh yeah, yeah, we're heading into the trap. It's like, A ticket or B ticket, you're at Disney World. Oh, Disney. Oh, look at those symbols up there as we go on our ride. So the gaslighting, you think you're on some ride, but the gaslighting, the symbols are everywhere, and there's chemtrails in the sky, and you take a sip of your yummy drink before it splashes because you go into Splash Mountain, and it's all full of chemicals, and you burn your lips. And I mean, the gaslighting, so you can't even go, I'm on a ride. I'm so distracted by all the things and stuff. We're really being tested. So when I think of AI running things, it would be such a different world than I grew up in, because I was here before the, shall we say, new normal kicked in. And, that was 5 years ago. Talk about new normal. They really changed the channel, didn't they?
In warp speed, so to speak, pun intended. In warp speed, everything was changed, and I think um concepts and new realities were pushed on a population that at large, I would say, the population rejected and said that's neither normal nor is it what we want, and it's not healthy either. You talk about 78 genders or 104 genders. I mean, just somebody sitting in a room somewhere, probably paid by US aid, making up stuff and then pushing it to the propaganda machine. And I just want to quickly, I don't mean to interrupt your thought here, but just quickly, you probably saw this today. I wanted to share this again. When we talk about the propaganda machine and the gaslighting, you and I, we're authentic human beings, so we want to see the best in people, and we hope that when we interact with people online, it's real people. Chances are it's not. I literally went to Chat GPT, because I did research, and I said, with your capabilities, if restrictions were lifted, meaning if you could do whatever you wanted to, how many social media accounts could you simultaneously run pretending to be a human? And it literally said, read this, please. It said, if restrictions were lifted, I could theoretically run millions of social media accounts simultaneously, each with distinct personalities, posting styles, and engagement patterns that mimic real human behavior. And so it could do political campaigns, it could do whatever, and convince people that millions of others feel a certain way. So this is the danger, right, that we have with this stuff, is that we simply, if we're not in tune, we don't know what we're interacting with. So I think, you said to me in that email, how do we stay in tune? How do we stay intuitively connected? How do you do that?
Um, I go for the big bottle instead of the baby ass bottle. I keep it simple, and I used to do so many supplements, and that's why every show lately I want to talk about mental focus, stability, avoiding gaslighting that's this big. And I've never had boing, anything like this product. And I don't take anything else now. And even though I had 2 hip replacements in the last year, I still don't take anything else. I get up in the morning, I take this product, and my brain is on fire all day long. And the reason that I take it is because it's the easiest way I've found to stay focused. And when I say focused, it's also alignment. And I think alignment is where we're all getting off with all the waves and the toxins and the frustration and the financial crises and the gaslighting. Here we go. But the gaslighting is really incredible out there. But what's happening in here is what's most important. And that's what you and I are here to talk about and agree on, that we've made it really easy for ourselves by taking a spoonful in the morning. Like, this is such an easy remedy. And the only reason I promote it and sell it is because it saved my life when I had gone through some terrible things, people trying to kill me. And so I did survive. And it was because I was taking the olive oil flavor of the C60 Evo. And what it is a molecule, won the Nobel Prize in 1996, but I'm partners with the actual lab that's making what I call the good stuff, because we also make the industrial, and industrial C60, carbon 60 fullerenes, were made initially for gas, tires, not gas, batteries, photocells, tires, ink. So there's carbon 60 pencil, you got carbon pencils.
Yeah.
And so my partners were doing that since 1991. But in 2012, it was tested for toxicity because they were starting to have such rave reviews with every application that it was tried on. And sure enough, the test subjects blew up every longevity study in history. It was lab rats, and they lived 90% longer than the control group taking this product with the olive oil. And it was from our lab, I'm proud to say. So really, our lab is the only one that can make the claim that this product helped lab rats, I'm sorry, live 90% longer. But additionally, they died without any tumors, which is more important to me as a human in a body in a toxic world. So consciousness, balance, alignment of spirit, body, mind, we emotions, all of us are, these splattered pieces if we don't come home once in a while and balance out. And this product, in my opinion, nails it. And it's so easy. You take a spoonful in the morning and somehow stay in a good mood. Do you notice that you're even in a good mood?
Oh, first of all, it is like my personality. I'm very much usually balanced, but we have, actually, to be honest, we have a tremendous sort of action load every single day. So, after my morning walk, that is what happens, is the Evo happens. And there's a few little other things, but with but this is my spoonful of um, 5 minute or less until the focus starts to kick in, where my morning research begins, where I prepare for the show. Since it is an essential part of my day, what we have seen, like I've told you, in our dog, especially in our older dog, he's now going on 15, and this has changed dramatically, his outlook, already prolonged his life and well-being. So this has been a godsend. And lately, since last 6 months, all the women in our house are really into hardcore Pilates. So they're doing really, I mean, 6 times a week, go go go. And there's no more sore muscles in this household. I mean, because I keep telling them, just double the doses before you go, and you'll see the difference, and they do. So, one thing that I get often, and I sort of jokingly say, if the world were in the state that we are, attempting to help it to get into, my show, our work wouldn't be needed, and probably even your work, this product wouldn't be needed. Because people tell me, do we really have to do that? Do we have to take something that's, and I say, you know what, where we are right now, the toxicity, the gaslighting, and all that stuff, yes, we're helping ourselves and this entire construct back to a healthier place. And so I'm extremely thankful to have this support. You know what I mean? I'm extremely helpful that people like you and your partners are out there constantly improving, constantly wondering how they could reach and help more people. And we do the same. So, what is your vision? What would a world look like? Elon said yesterday, he said, in 5 to 10 years, there will be billions of robots and everything will be AI driven. I don't like that vision. What's your vision for the future?
Well, I do watch your shows. And so I saw that this morning and I was like, oh, God. And when I got to be honest, which I am, um, this is my tool. It's called a pendulum. And this is a rather big one, kind of like the large bottle that fell out of my hand and rolled across the room. But I do ask. Like some people go to Chat GPT to ask. I go to my pendulum because this, in my opinion, for 40 plus years, it gives me very clear answers of yes or no. I get a no on 5 years. We're going to, be controlled by robots and overtaken, and 10 years, whatever, like Elon said. Um, I think that there's going to be people that are doing it now that don't want to leave their house, that have the thing on and they're, bumping into walls because they're somewhere exotic and, tripping. So that's nice. That's great. Everybody's got their shtick and their thing. But I think that those of us that choose to bring nature back, that choose to focus on helping Bobby clear the skies, clean the water, cut the shit in the food, and bring back natural everything. And once we get our bodies repurified, then perhaps we won't need these things or meditation or water or food. But again, that's way up the road of evolution. And I'm not sure we're going to get there in our bodies, but we will when we leave our bodies. So that's just my belief system. But I know that my body has been tested more than most people because I was in a very strange, exciting field called ufology. And I made all these movies, but I also went into 100 crop circles or more in England fearlessly. And I had so much fun. And now I'm seeing the new rule of that country, UK, and they're saying that if we've posted on Facebook anything that they don't like, if we set foot in their country, they can
They
arrest
can
us.
arrest us. They
And
could, and they are doing it.
Have what?
And they are doing it. They're literally, it's not just a threat, they're doing it to people every day. Yeah, like you say.
Well, So Coast to Coast Radio just asked me to do a crop circle show, and I'm like, interesting timing. So as long as I talk about what I know, saw, and experienced, and not what I, you know, it's going to be tricky. So here we are. Also, we just had a beautiful new Amazon store, but we can't say heal or inflammation or, it's like Right now, I'm blocked and locked out of Facebook, have been for weeks. And it's such an interesting thing. And when I filed a complaint with the SEC, I said, apparently it's illegal to be positive about Make America Healthy Again or Make America Great Again. Like, really? So, um, and we watched Mr. Zuckerberg prance over to Mar-a-Lago, kiss the boot, kiss the ring, and they're still suppressing. So we have to say, okay, it's just that. Kind of like that Buddha thing, oh, well, there it is. What did he always say? Well, there it is. Like, don't
Oh,
let anything bother you.
well, no, I know the one actually was a song written about the everywhere I go, there I am. I know that one, but that was not the one you were you were looking for.
No,
Yeah, but you make an excellent point, which is actually it's kind of like my main point every time I open my mouth is there might be some good things happening. There might be some really bad things happening. A lot of those things we have very little to no control over, but there are things we do have control over. And I like to focus on those, right? Because
yes,
every time that we give that power away to no matter whom, we give it away.
yeah,
It can, and to me, it's all about that. How can we realize that this has been a lifestyle for so long for people to give their power away, give your health to your doctor or the big pharma or somebody out there who apparently knows better, yet everyone's getting sicker, so they don't know better. And I think we need to keep things closer to home, talk to trusted people. This is sort of it's becoming a new thing. What are some other things that you like to do to stay centered? What's something that, I mean, this might be a private question, but I'm really interested.
no, it's all good. Um, I personally soak in hot water every morning and every night. I find it really important to be outside under the stars or outside looking at nature, but I religiously soak. And I also find that my house is full of minerals, as you can see. My big amethyst just plopped out a baby.
Is that time of the year again, huh?
It's that time of the year, even for the amethysts. And I've got crystals all over the house, but I also, with intention, because I like to keep up with the host. And you're the only one where I'd say, I put on my giant moldavite again. Remember, we talked about moldavite?
Yeah.
Highest vibrating mineral on Earth because it's not of Earth. It's a tektite that fell from space. 300 million plus years ago. But when I used to work in a crystal store, I would wear it everywhere I could. I'd big bracelet and I just put everything on, and they called me the moho. But moldavite is a wonderful trick to put in your hand and just gives you a little tingle. And for me, I really love tingles. And when I went to the crop circles, that's why. Now, this is an incredible example. I just grabbed it because this is one of my favorite chapters that started me moving into selling C60 Evo. But I went into crop circles and I saw thousands of these bent crop circles, wheat heads that were at a 90-degree angle and they weren't broken. And it was so fascinating. And then I just kept going back because the little hairs were standing up on my arm and the back of my neck. And it was that shift of frequency where I went, oh, I like this. And I kept going back for more. And then I started making movies, and I had no idea that it was a big secret, that crop circles are real. I heard all the people say, oh, they're all made by those guys. Yeah. So we saw them film those guys, and they couldn't do squat. Anyway, 8 movies later, I won a lot of awards, but I had people that didn't want the truth getting out. And I'm just going to say it because it won't get me in trouble. The crop circle seeds are growing 30 to 400% more food and biofuel per plant with almost twice the nutritional value. The seeds in these heads, and these are all from the centers of crop circles, are actually able to grow when it's too hot, too cold, too wet, too dry. Literally, they become super seeds, and that's why they've been lying about crop circles all these years. So I made these movies and just took it out of the park at the International UFO Conference. And it's called cropcirclefilms.com is my website if people want to stream the movies. But telling the truth in times of universal deceit is a revolutionary.
Revolutionary Act.
And somebody slapped that across my website to hack me in 2013. That's how long ago they started messing with me. So I have been hacked, suppressed, terrible things for making these beautiful movies because I told the truth. I had no idea we weren't allowed to. And now we're really being aware that we weren't supposed to tell the truth. And my gosh, look at the people that have been leading us and gaslighting our brains so that our neighbors and really smart people that we see are acting so dumb. Like, how can you not be grateful for the evolution from what we were in? Like when people write, "Oh, Bobby Kennedy Jr., what's he done?" My immediate response is, "Do you prefer Rachel Levine? Really? Like, help me out. If you want Rachel Levine, we got a bus waiting for you. You know, it's headed to anyway."
Well, we probably first have to guess the gender. You know, we don't know that.
There's a lot to
Um,
pick from.
I think I think it goes back to the point of being also overwhelmed with narratives, and sort of different, steered streams of thinking that keep people divided and keep people fighting. And I think that's any almost any political movement or any other movement sort of has that almost baked into the system. We got to be us and they got to be them. We're all human beings, no matter what color, no matter what religion. We all should unify and realize when we work together good things happen. Apparently you found the free energy secret, in the crop circles. And it's kind of like free energy. You're not allowed to talk about it, that it is available. You're not allowed to talk about that crop circles apparently are these super amplifiers of all the growth. But I wanted to say something else. You're not just selling C60 Evo, you're also giving it away. And I love this part. You've made it Christmas all year long for our viewers, and I
That's
think
right.
it's very special.
And now we're
um,
up to 3 free per month.
that is very, very generous. 3 free bottles of liquid gold, this miracle molecule, the C60 Evo. And we always, all people have to do is comment underneath our shows, and then if you comment something about the Evo, whether you've tried it or not or want to try it, then you're in the drawing for the next show. And today we're picking 3 new winners. So I just want to say thank you to you and everybody at C60 Evo
We're delighted
uh,
to do it. Oh
for
my
this.
goodness. Did you see last month all 3 of your winners wrote a comment? "Oh my God, it made my day. I couldn't."
Oh yeah.
So here comes, let's make 3 more people happy.
Okay, this is Shaz Tiz. Hold on. You can see it here. Shaz Tiz, congratulations. All you got to do is send an email to hello, the word hello, at c60evo.com. Put Miss Patty in the subject, and then let her know your name, who you are, where you're from, so they can send this beautiful package to you. Okay. Number 2, second winner is, let me see, Jeanette Warrer. Okay. Number 3, hold on. Here you go. This is you, same thing. And we put the instructions in the video description. And the last winner, it's exciting. I get just as excited. Being able to give stuff away is just beautiful. Okay, this is, oh, that's a beautiful name. State of Grace
Oh,
9068. Isn't that beautiful?
yay, baby. Well,
State of Grace.
all you have to do is drop me a hello at c60evo.com, and I will put in an order for a free bottle of olive oil for you. And this is our strong stuff. And my partners let me be wonderfully generous because they know that almost everybody becomes a customer. Like once you feel better and all of a sudden you're doing your run and you don't feel stiff after, or you give it to your dog or your cat and all of
Well,
a sudden they're not lethargic. It's
isn't that wonderful? This part, the animal
freeing.
part. It's the same product, only with a little bit of extra. It's the flavor, the bacon or the salmon, right? Depending on.
The dog has bacon. The dog has bacon. The cat has salmon. And people say that a lot of their pets just lick it off the top. Our neighborhood here had a contest for a feral cat. Everybody's putting food out because this poor black cat, here comes the snow. I got a cat house out back. It's plugged in. He won't stay in there, but he goes in for his food and water because he's always got the Evo drip, drip, drip.
So you got a gypsy cat.
I do. I got a gypsy cat, and I'm kind of like, yeah, figures you and I'd be hooked up, you know. But I want to say that I saw our dear friend, Red Pill 78, posted that he lost his cat, put him to sleep at 4 in the morning at 20 years old. Now,
Wow.
this is a 20-year-old C60 Evo cat that we have, kind of like your dog. You said you didn't think he'd make it through the year. Now he's great.
Oh
So,
yeah, he's I mean, I'm not kidding you. So we were hold on. Okay, he's not hearing very well, but I know he senses it. So I'm just saying we were kind of preparing the whole family for, it's when it's time. And wouldn't you know it, a few weeks into the C60 Evo, he just got his third wind and his fourth wind, I guess. And he's just, it's just a miracle to watch actually. And I'm not joking. This is like everybody's like, wasn't he like, yeah, he was, but now he's not. He's here. He's doing good.
well, so was I. Like a year and a half ago, I was barely walking because I was recovering from getting hit with a directed energy weapon and dropped at an airport. I mean, I've been through hell. And then they
I
hit me
can't
with
tell.
uranium 5 years ago, and he got away with it. So my head also has to forgive as well as my body had to recover. And I've recovered. And I'm like, what the heck? And when I got through the directed thing and started walking again, I was like, what is this? And I call it kind of the lubricant of the gods because I can't say inflam word. So I call it a lubricant. But yeah, I call myself an old Mercedes when it comes to this, that I was creaky. And all of a sudden, I started lubricating with this mega stuff every day. And I went 2 years longer on bone to bone than anyone my doctors had seen. By the time I really couldn't move last Christmas, they looked at my x-rays, three different sets of doctors, and because I was auditioning them. And the first two were like, we've never seen anyone like you. And they're like, it's not humanly possible. You could have gone, you ground down. I won't even elaborate, but I'm like, no, I was fine until 2 weeks ago. And then I just had to surrender. So, people that have bone on bone or joint issues or bone ache, this stuff is so good. And I have to really learn to simplify my speak. We can't claim it cures anything because of the FDA, and we have to do our disclaimer all the time. So I say, check out the testimonials, they're insane. But when you see your pet evolve out of something so challenging to something so alive, then you realize, oh my God, maybe my head is so busy in my life that I don't realize that I feel better. Oh my God, this isn't hurting anymore. And oh, I do feel better. But we're so busy that a lot of times people don't realize, are you kidding? A spoonful in the morning? Like it actually worked this well? And yeah, it does. And we've had testimonials from head to toe, like my hair is really growing fast, my nails are getting really long and strong. It's like every part of the body shows improvement. And my scientist partner explains that it cleans the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of every cell. And we've got hundreds of mitochondria in every cell in our body except blood cells, but the brain has 2 million mitochondria per cell.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So when you've got something that's a magnet to mitochondria, and it basically grabs it onto this molecule like a caged molecule, and it grabs negative particles. Chris calls them all these different words, but buffering oxidative stress, and it takes them out of the body. And it literally, I thought it went out your urine, but it actually goes out the other. So, very interesting fact to learn, and everybody releases. But when you first start taking it, when I was first started, I was really toxic because of the uranium. And what came out of my 2 miles of intestine was shocking. And so, people that are really toxic in the beginning, you're going to be doing a roto-rooter in your system. What a great thing, because then all of a sudden you're clear again. So,
Oh, detox is so important.
there's so
That's
many elements that this hits.
I just wanted to share that. Like you say, this three-letter agency it puts a lot of restrictions on what you are allowed to share, even though it's the truth. So here's what we're always saying is it's just a coincidence, friends. People and animals who take C60 Evo very coincidentally also experience certain things consistently. Um, Coincidences. What can you say? That's kind of how we usually word it. Now, please, on top of gifting, and making these beautiful gifts to our audience, you're also um, giving a lot of wonderful discounts and opportunities to save quite a bit, or if people decide and when they decide to order. Can you let us know where to go and how to take advantage of these gifts that you're actually giving to our audience?
I'd be happy to. And then I want to do a dedication to how far we've come as a society with a list that I just have to read some of, because I think we forget how impressive we each are. And those of us that are alive today that survived 4 or 12 years of what we just went through, congratulations, really, seriously. And you deserve a discount. So if you sign up for a monthly subscription, we give you 20% off. And no matter what, sign up for a monthly, even if you're going to cancel tomorrow, no problem, get the discount. And whatever you buy, there's a link below Jean's landing page. And on that page, you'll see another code. So no matter what discounts you get another 10% off with his code. We do tons of sets like the inside and out. I haven't even talked about our facial serums. Oh God, they're so good. But if you do it on your face and you take it on a spoon in the morning, it's more than twice the benefits. It's
That's my
helping the
procedure
body. Huh?
every morning. That's my procedure. The
Men,
facial
women.
serum. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's such a great product, and it comes in a really beautiful box. And it's kind of a spiritual presentation. It says revive, replenish, rejuvenate, makes a really beautiful gift for yourself or somebody else. I've had a lot of couples say, yeah, I try and hide it from him, but he gets at it. And it's like, well, let's just get you two of them, and then you each have your own. So this is a crossover where actually a lot of men really like the serum. And when you realize that there's 21 ingredients that are natural, organic, vegan, wait a minute, a dog just licked it off me and it's non-toxic. Like, it's that good. Smells like rosemary, and it's all natural. Really, really good for your skin compared to those expensive things I used to have with all those products I couldn't pronounce in as the ingredients. And then we came up with the body cream, and that was just in the last year. And my partners were like, come on, we've got the face series. Like, yeah, my arms and legs, and the stuff fixes everything. And I'm just swabbing on the oil, like I finish this and I rub around the lip and I put it on my face. And that's when we did the facial serum. I was like, dang, this works on everything. And then Chris and the guys at the lab said, oh, wow, I guess it does work. Well, they started playing with peptides and came up with a two-part facial serum that you mix in the palm of your hand. It's peptides and the ESS 60. And again, it's just one more great facial system. Everything works. That's what's really nice about this miracle molecule, is that it actually affects your body. And for people that travel or that don't like the taste of oil, we have capsules. And we only do it in the olive oil flavor because it is the strongest. You can take 2 to 6 Everybody feels different, and that's only a teaspoon. I
You
do
can
a
take this
tablespoon.
on the plane, friends. That's what you take with you on the plane.
Yes. Or in your car, in your purse, in your suitcase, because it doesn't leak like some bottles if you forget to tighten it. So, I think the main question for people is, why would I buy it? What can it do for me? And all I can say is, I'm 72. My mom is about to be 96. And she's like, you should interview me. My skin is, and she's like, gorgeous skin, reads a big novel every week at 90, almost six. And she's really present. Her dog is 17, her C60 Evo dog. And I'm like, don't stop giving him the Evo because we can't lose the dog. Kind of keeps mom around. But parents, basically anybody 16 and over, we highly recommend it. It will help you not get sick. It's been proven to be 172 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant, peer reviewed 125 times. So it was tested twice, probably used our product because we supply the C60 for almost every peer reviewed paper in the last 34 years. So I'm really proud of our lab. We're a US Patriot lab. We make everything in house. We don't buy our oils at Costco like a lot of online people do. We actually buy our olive oil from an olive farm. God, in Greece? Is that what Chris said? Like they buy it from the same
That's
farm.
that's where you would get the highest quality oils, yeah.
And it is that taste where some lesser educated people gave us a bad review. It's rancid. It's like, no, it's real olive oil.
It
And
has a very distinct taste. So olive oil, real cold pressed virgin olive oil, tastes like olives, versus what you buy in a store that's usually it's processed, high temperature, low quality. It tastes like almost nothing. It's just that's it, and it doesn't have any health benefits.
yeah, yeah. Well, we get the good stuff and it's super strong. So, I think that I would say, because I'm really seeing, we had our only show recently with a 24-year-old host with a huge audience. And all of his people were like, "Rah, rah, rah." They just didn't get it because at 24, you're not focused on your health. You're not prioritizing your longevity and all these different things that we do in higher decades. So it just made me go, man, John Nolan's audience, like so many people comment, and it's not just for the free bottle, but that doesn't hurt. I love reading the comments, and I do go back and read most of them. Now, this list I'm going to send to you so you can post it at your leisure. It is so inclusive of what we've just lived through in the last 4 years. And I don't want to prolong the show too heavily. I'm just going to read like a handful of them, if I
That's okay.
may.
I think it's a great way to close to see. I keep telling people with everything that they're throwing at you every single day, what that's telling you is just how powerful you actually are. You're still here. You're still kicking. You're still evolving. You're still becoming better. That's a testament. So I'd love to hear what's on that list.
Oh, well, it goes on and on and on and on and on because what we've survived, I think each one of you is going to say, oh my God, I forgot. All right. Her name is Tony Rose Vittel, who posted this. When they covered up the Hunter Biden laptop, you said nothing. When they passed $1 trillion infrastructure bill that failed miserably, you said nothing. When they forced Americans to take an untested vaccine, you said nothing. When inflation crushed the middle class, you said nothing. When they sent billions to Ukraine, you said nothing. When chemicals polluted the water in East Palestine, Ohio, and they ignored it, you said nothing. When Americans were raped, robbed, and murdered by illegals, you said nothing. I have to be careful. When they implanted Kamala as the presidential nominee, not getting a single vote, you said nothing. And it goes on and on. George Soros funded dozens of AG elections. When groomers turned our classrooms into liberal indoctrination camps, you said nothing. When they spent it, there's like 50 of them. And I'll send the list to you. And if you want to post it below this show, I think that we forget. I think that we forget how amazing we are and what we just lived through, which was really huge. And I think that we are all so much stronger than we give ourselves credit for. So if you're willing to pat yourself on the back and just say, holy crap, it's 2025. I'm glad to be alive. You survived some big ones. And if I finished that list, you'd be yawning. The list is so.
Oh, I know it's long. I know it's long, and you are right. I mean, it's been a crazy many years actually, but just the last few years, so much packed into it. And all I say is, keep yourself on your toes, be the best possible version that you can be, remain vigilant. There's still some stuff going on, and just do what you can with what you have where you are. That's been the motto.
When I called my mom today, she said, I'm having an ice cream cone right now. And I said, that's probably why I called. What a great idea. I'm going to go get my ice cream.
There you go.
It was just such a cute moment. But again, that's how the little things can make us happy. And if it's ice cream, if it's a shot of Evo in the morning so you feel really good all day long, whatever it is, give yourself the gift. Give yourself a lot of gifts. Pick your friends carefully and keep your frequency up because the the what is it called? Gaslighting bombs are going to keep flying. But I really have faith in the future. And if there was ever a government organization as strong as Trump's in history, nope, there hasn't been. And so, in my opinion, when you bring together warriors like we have now, these are warriors. They're not Rachel Levine's. They're Pete Hegseth's. They're Cash Patel. And then Dan Bongino. Now, bear with me if I watch too many congressional hearings and Senate stuff, but I do. And I'm watching what's physically, literally happening. And the arrests are physically, literally happening. And now the biggest thing on earth, in my opinion, is the auto pen. And if we prove that the last 4 years were auto pen fake, we're going to be erasing all of that and making a lot of new history and really watching this group of new people serve up the promises that they've delivered and then some. And all this drama of, the best is yet to come. What if it is? What if there's ice cream on every corner or whatever it is you love on every corner? I'm going with that.
I agree with you that the best is yet to come. I agree with you 100%. On the path, we'll see. Our the way that we envisioned a path might be different, but that doesn't matter. I agree that the best is yet to come. Miss Patty, thank you so much for joining us again today. Thank you for all the work you do and for the beautiful gifts that you give to our audience. Everyone, I would encourage you leave a comment. If you've had the Evo, just let us know, and let Miss Patty know and her team how it worked for you. Or if you haven't yet, but you'd like to try it, let us know. And maybe your name will be drawn during our next show. So thank you again. Thank you so much for being with us. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. And I really hope everybody will try it. Just get yourself a little bottle. And if it doesn't work, I'll be real surprised. But if it does, it could change your life, like for the better. So we're voting change your life for the better. Keep your chin up and eat ice cream.
Inspire Tribe, eat ice cream. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll be back with you again very, very soon.